Hey, what's up, guys? Now, guys that know me probably will find this hard to believe, but I have a lot of guys reach out to me and ask for some tips about either starting a YouTube channel, they're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, or growing a YouTube channel. And that's what this video is all about today. I've been doing this for over 8 years now, and I've made every mistake there is to make. So let me share some of these needless mistakes with you, and hopefully this will help you get going on the right path. Now, the first thing to consider for anybody that's thinking about starting a channel or already has a small channel and is not seeing enough growth is you are gonna suck. As you can see by some of the video examples of my first videos, they were absolutely beyond terrible, but I stuck with it and I'm glad I did. I've had a blast doing this. But if you're really worried about it, you can make the videos, edit the videos, and you don't have to upload them to YouTube. You can just make them, look at them yourself, and review them yourself. But bear in mind, you will be your harshest critic. Other people are not going to notice the way you do. So cut yourself some slack, realize going into it, the videos are probably not going to be that good, but they will get better as you do it. Making YouTube videos is a lot like bowling or pool or archery or any other sport that takes a lot of practice. You can read about it all day long. Until you get in front of the camera and push record, you're not going to get any better. It is the one and only way to get better at this. Another thing that keeps people from getting on YouTube when they're getting ready to start or when their channel is really small is they're worried about what somebody else thinks. Screw what they think.
Why? Because f them, that's why.
This is something that is a hell of a lot of fun. It's a great hobby. As a matter of fact, for me personally, except for a couple of close friends at work, I've been doing this almost 2 years before anybody I work with knew I was on YouTube, and I worked at a factory with 2,000 employees. When you first start, it's hard to get any traction, and that lets you get better. So when people do locate you or somebody will run up on you, it's like, man, I know you from YouTube. By that time, you already have this shit figured out. Something else that stops people from doing it is the gear. If you're watching me on a tablet or a phone, unless you've got a jitterbug, you're set. You've already got everything you need to start on YouTube. Some of the biggest YouTubers out there, they started with nothing but a phone and not a clue how to edit or anything else. They just pushed record, stood in front of it, saw what it felt like, saw what the experience was like, and they just kept going from there. Except for people with a lot of video background, everybody starts with a smartphone. It's just the way YouTube rolls. Everybody starts the same way. Now, something every new YouTuber goes through is nobody's watching. That's not necessarily a bad thing because when you start, your video's not out there in front of 50,000 people seeing it. Your video's in front of just a very few people. People that look into your videos will realize you just started. Now, when you want to talk about subscribers, that becomes one of the biggest downfalls for new YouTubers. They get too hung up on the fact they're not getting the subscribers at the rate they think they should. But when it comes right down to it, views are a lot more important than subscribers. And since they started YouTube Shorts, it's real easy to get subscribers. You could make a few shorts, one looks out and goes viral, and all of a sudden you've got 1,000 subscribers. You got 4,000 subscribers. And let me give you an example. At the time I'm filming this video, I have about 200,000 subscribers. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm very proud of it. But I have a friend that has 20,000 subscribers in the same niche. On the weekends, when we both release videos, it is not uncommon at all for him to get more views than my videos do. I know another guy with over 2 million subscribers in this same niche. It is not uncommon for me to get twice as many views as he does on a video. And the reason is by putting out shorts, and there's a better chance of them going viral, it artificially inflates your subscriber count. Now, if you're interested in doing full-length videos and you're interested in doing shorts, my advice would be make 2 separate channels. I made shorts there for a little while, and as soon as I quit making shorts, the views on my long-form content, the content like this, started skyrocketing. The reason is people were tuning in to see my shorts. They weren't tuning in to see the long-form content. So when the algorithm recommended my channel to them, people that were only watching my shorts weren't clicking on the videos. So that basically told the algorithm, okay, this guy was a flash in the pan. Nobody wants to hear from him again. So they quit promoting my channel, or at least they weren't promoting it as heavily. I stick to long long form content. Every once in a while, I'll make a short form content if it's something really sensitive for one of the vendors that I have a real close relationship with. But generally, after a while, I'll take it right back down. Getting hung up on analytics. This is another that's a real trap for new YouTubers. It can be a trap for guys that have been doing it for years. The best way I can explain it is like this. I'm fat. So for me personally, if I weigh every day, if I do really good,
I'll get too high.
if I do really bad, I'll get too low. If I just stick to my plan, try to do well, and don't worry about the numbers, I've got a hell of a lot better chance of success. The analytics on YouTube are the same way. They can show you certain things that can kind of steer you in the right direction, but they can also be a huge downfall. There's only one thing I've seen make people quit on YouTube more than the analytics: the trolls. It is really, really hard for some guys to take negative comments. For me, I make videos about it. I think this shit's hilarious. I've got pretty thick skin. It's really hard to hurt my feelings. But for some guys, especially, they put in the time, they put in the work, and then somebody talks about how bad they are at this, how ugly they are, how stupid they are. They don't know what they're talking about. There's a hell of a lot of keyboard warriors and experts out there, and the majority of them feel compelled to jump in every time they catch you saying something wrong or what they perceive to be wrong. YouTube has taken care of this in a lot of different ways. One is you can block any comments that have curse words in it. You can also block that user from ever commenting on your channel again. Or, and this is the one I like, you can hide user from channel. Now what that does, they're still sitting there commenting on your videos, wasting their time. You never see it and nobody else sees it. But if their IP address, it shows up, so they think they're commenting like hell. So by using that, you can let them waste their time and it's never gonna affect you. As a matter of fact, what I normally do now, I release a video every Saturday at 8 a.m. I don't even start replying to comments usually till about 10. The reason is the algorithm, if somebody says something really hateful, and I've had ones that have said stuff like, I hope your cancer comes back and that you die of it. When my mother passed away and I took a little time off YouTube, there were people commenting, oh, you stopped because of your mom? What a pussy. Now me personally, I don't need to see that shit. And when people comment something that harsh now, the algorithm will catch it. You'll never see it. But if you want to, you can check these particular comments and you can manually approve them. For me, if the algorithm takes a comment down, I'd never bother to look at it. It's just a lot easier for my personal mental health. Something else that's hard for the newer YouTubers, if you're just getting ready to start, you won't figure this out just yet. The rules constantly change. There's videos I've made within the last 6 months that overnight something will happen, something changes in the world, and now what was just a joke before, now that's totally politically incorrect. So they'll flag those videos and they can't age restrict your whole channel or give you a strike. And on YouTube, 3 strikes and you're out. But too many YouTubers, when they have something go wrong, they go on there, they make a video, and basically they're out there begging like a bunch of gypsies. Knock that shit off. If something happens, you did it wrong, you just have to live with the consequences. When you first start on YouTube, you're just going to invest in it. There is no return on it. It takes a while to get established, it takes a while to get an audience, and it takes a long time to get companies to notice you. But once you do, oh hell, you can show out then. Insecurities on camera. This happens to a lot of people. Now, it never fazed me because I sounded like this when I was 11 years old. So whenever there was a school play or anything like that, they would ask me to go up and MC it for 2 reasons. One was the teachers were a bunch of sick bastards. I sound like I'm about 7 layers deep into inbreeding, and part of my voice sounds like I'm talking through a tuba. So they always thought it was hilarious when I did that. So by the time I started a YouTube channel, I wasn't nervous about it. The only thing that unnerved me was I was afraid I was going to say the wrong thing. But after a while, your real personality will come out, and this is me. This is me on pretty damn good behavior, actually. But there are guys that have been on YouTube for over a decade and are still seriously uncomfortable being on camera. If that's you, and my wife is very much like that, guys that have watched my channel since I started have never seen her. There's a reason she's not comfortable being on camera, so I don't push her to be on camera with me. Now, my little little puppy, she's been in a bunch of them, but she's got so old now, she's hard to hold without hurting her. So I just kind of let her be and let her rest. But if you know going into it that you're not comfortable on camera, there's a hell of a lot of successful channels where basically you never even see who's behind the camera. You hear them, but you never see them. If you've ever seen the videos where these guys take these rusty old antiques and bring them back to new, you would never know that guy if he walked in your front door. These guys are not comfortable being on camera, but their videos don't need them to be on camera. So they just film the things, show the process, and a lot of them are gigantic YouTubers. Now, when you start making your videos, trust me, being finished with the video is better than the video being perfect. It'll never be perfect, but you can get all the information that you need to in it and upload it on video. You're not making an IMAX movie. You're making a video. Most people are watching it on their phone. Finished is better than perfect every single time. One of the other best tips of advice I could give somebody that's either started on YouTube or getting ready to is watch a bunch of different videos in different niches. See what on some people's videos annoy the shit out of you. Watch some other videos. Notice what you really like. Try to take the elements of what you like and put it in your videos, and what you dislike and try to remove them. If you've watched my videos for a long period of time, you've met my big ass. I'm the exact same dude on video as I am off the video. But there are guys that have like a YouTube persona, and that's who they want to be. And then you meet them in person and they're totally different. For me, that just seemed like a hell of a lot of work. And I would have trouble, like George Costanza used to say, when my worlds collided. If you're interested in making long-form YouTube videos or YouTube shorts, pick the one that most interests you and focus on that. You could always branch out later, but try to master one thing at a time. You'll never figure it all the way out. It's impossible to figure everything about it out, but at least your focus won't wander. Speaking of figuring it out, for me, that's been part of the challenge, but it's also been part of the fun. As I said, I'm not worried about being in front of the camera. Learning how to film, learning how to edit, learning how to make thumbnails, learning how to do all the other things that come with making a YouTube channel. This shit didn't come natural for me. So for me, it's a lot of fun to learn something new. And believe me, I'm a long way from making really, really good content, but I'm just trying to get better every single video. Sometimes I swing and miss, sometimes I hit it out of the park, but I am constantly trying to make better quality for the people that watch the channel. Another huge downfall for guys that when they're early in YouTube or they're getting ready to start is comparing themselves to other channels. I know a guy right now that makes really, really good content, but for whatever reason, he picked out this other channel in the same niche and he's decided his stuff is better than him. To be fair, I do like his content better than the other guys. The other guy's channel is growing much faster, like 2, 3, 4 times as fast than his channel is. That's real discouraging for him. If you keep putting out good content, eventually it will catch on. Think about all the great TV shows. They made a season or two and it didn't really catch on until it went into reruns, until people started binge watching it online. If you keep making good content and it keeps getting better, eventually they will find your ass. They're going to throw a dart at a dartboard on YouTube and they're going to land on one of your videos. And if the content is entertaining, educational, and helpful, they'll be back. When you do start, don't be afraid to share something personal about yourself. I had a lot of people when I first got on YouTube ask about the eye patch. Naturally, it looks different. People are curious. When I made the video, I felt like I was kind of letting my shield down a little bit to make that video, to tell the story behind it. And if you're interested, I'll put a link below. I felt real exposed making that video. It was the first time I had done that. That video gets a ton of views, it gets a ton of engagement, and I get a shitload of subscribers off of it. The people that are interested in your channel, interested in you, they want to hear a little bit about you. They want to know, how did you end up on the platform? What is it about you that's unique? People are interested in getting to know the personality in front of the camera. Making those type of videos where you expose yourself a little bit, that's the only way to do it. Burnout is a real deal. A lot of guys feel like they want to put out their videos immediately. As soon as they get them finished, they want to get them on YouTube. They want to see that spike in views and grab a few subscribers off of it. But it doesn't doesn't work great for the people consuming your content. That's what they call it, people watching your content. I've got several channels I never miss a video. They put out content at a pace I'm comfortable with. If I make 5 videos and I dump them all on the same day, 2 days later I make 4 more, and then it might be 12 days before I make another one, I come out better, and you will too, to space them apart. Release a video every few days. You'll get burned out, and believe me, the people watching will get burned out. They may stay subscribed, but they'll quit watching this shit. Trust me, I know, because I know too many YouTubers that do that, and all they end up doing after a while is burning out, and they quit doing it. And then later they want to know why they didn't grow on YouTube. And everybody that's a YouTuber they know is telling them the same thing. Pace yourself, pace your videos out. Right now, as I'm filming this, it's January. I have videos on YouTube ready to release and scheduled for Saturday at 8 a.m. all the way through April. I try to stay way ahead. That way, if I want to take a few weeks off, I can. Or if I just want to sit around and edit a bunch, I can, or go filming. I don't want to feel under the gun. And I started doing this several years ago, and it helped a bunch. Don't get hung up on having to buy super expensive editing software. There's a ton of free ones. You don't need to sock a lot of money in this to start with. You can go to Walmart and get a tripod that'll hold your phone for about $19.99. Film in front of a window, or just go outside and do your damn thing. As I said before, it's a hell of a lot of fun. I think if you try this, you'll enjoy it. I don't know anybody that's done this that did it for a while and thought that sucked. Now, they may have got discouraged with the results, but the process itself, it's a hell of a lot of fun.